Morning. I'm 1 minute late. Hope everyone's well. We're going to talk about speech therapy today. I'm super excited because it was a really big journey for ourselves, particularly with our eldest Eloise, and it was we had to figure it out as we went. But it is so important. Hi everybody joining. It's such an important thing. And it doesn't particularly mean that, hi everyone. It doesn't particularly, Alex is there. It doesn't particularly mean, I would say, that there's an issue with speech, but I think it's really good to have the knowledge about what you can do with your babies as you're just playing and being with them and helping them with their speech. Okay, so I'm going to get Alex to join straight away, if that's okay. Hopefully, there she goes. Oops. Talking to myself, it's taking its time. Oh, there you are.
Hello.
How are you?
Very good. Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Are you feeling better?
I am. I still have a bit of a husky voice, so I've got plenty of water just in case I lose it throughout. But we'll see.
I thought it was a bit ironic that your speech therapy lost her voice.
It's actually so common, especially because we just use our voices so often. A bit like teachers, as soon as someone gets us, it gets our voice.
It's interesting you say that actually, because that's what happens to me. Because I'm a big talker anyway, but I do not stop speaking all day. And my voice box, how interesting.
Yeah, it's like a little message to you to say, okay, stop now.
Yeah, or you get really sick and you have to stop, like business women and mothers of three, we don't get time to have a rest, do we, until our body goes, nope, you have to have a break.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much for joining. I'm super excited that you said yes, because like I said to you, it was such a big journey for my life. And as a first-time mother, I just wish I had more knowledge with this stuff. And it's like everything now on hindsight. But Eloise, our eldest, had to have that whole journey of speech therapy, which I'd love to ask about. And I think what I'm trying to create here on my platform is knowledge that, maybe that's maybe we could do that, or maybe, okay, that's a little bit abnormal, or not abnormal, like for Eloise, she was a babbler, and she was so cute and there was nothing wrong with her, but by the time she got to a certain age, she had really major ear issues. She was delayed in her speech. So I think it might be interesting for people that might have toddlers that go, okay, maybe we could do something about it early, because like I was saying to you, early intervention is huge, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And I love that you say that, because I have exactly the same mission, to just spread knowledge, because knowledge is power. And if you feel informed, you feel better able to make confident decisions for your kids.
Absolutely. And I just had such an interesting journey, and sometimes extremely difficult, because my kids were sick, really sick kids. And then, so now I've known they have dietary issues. One has celiac, ear, tonsils, everything, but you learn on the go, don't you? Whereas now it's like finding someone like myself about sleep, or someone like yourself with sleep, and sharing the knowledge. Like I share so much knowledge. I'm the same as you, because even though I'm busy with one-on-ones, there might be a lot of families out there that you can give that knowledge and they go, oh my gosh, that worked,
Yes, exactly.
So that's exciting. So I'm lovely to have found you. So tell us about yourself. So you're mother of three. Tell me.
Yes, so mother of three. Had my kids really close together, so they are now 4, 3, and 2. Yes, so 13-month gaps twice. No, none of the 3 were planned.
Oh, surprise!
Just happened. And I dabbled in a bit of work. I didn't take maternity leave. I just finished working when I had my first. Did bits and pieces. But then I had my third, and people are always surprised to hear that I was getting a little bit bored being at home with my 3 kids. I'm sure you can understand.
Yep. Absolutely. And it's not a negative thing too. I think, women are always, or mums are always made to feel like, well, you should just be thankful, but especially when you've got a career like you have. Like you've studied really hard to get there. You've worked really hard to be a career woman, and it's your identity then. And, being at home can be challenging and boring.
Exactly. And I honestly thought I would be so happy being stay-at-home mum and, you know, implementing everything with my kids and loving playing with them. And I absolutely do, but I needed a mental challenge. And so, and I was also getting asked so many questions about speech from family and friends. And so I kind of thought, you know, if this many people are asking me questions, there's more people out there with questions.
Absolutely.
So I did come from a place of sharing information. Didn't expect it to become a business, but it did, and now offering memberships to families so that rather than providing one-on-one speech pathology sessions, I now provide sort of proactive strategy-based information that parents can be implementing to actively try to prevent things from happening, but also if they're going to happen anyway, at least we're identifying it really early and supporting parents through the process rather than that panicked feeling of, oh my God, my child's not developing properly. So.
Which is where I was at, and she's a beautiful, healthy 15-year-old and all of that, but when you're in it, and I think about all the work, the poor little thing, she was such a beautiful little kid and easygoing, and she started speech at 18 months. Wow. And just round 2, sorry. And it's very obviously what you do in your programs, I suppose, but lots of work, lots of repetition, you know, and all of that. So the speech therapist was amazing. She was gorgeous, but it was a lot of your stuff that you've got to do repetition at home with the neural pathways being developed and linked. And I think I just wonder if, I don't even wonder because I'm a proactive mum like that. If anything's wrong, I've got to fix it, which most of us are. But I just wonder where she'd be if we didn't do all that. We were doing speech therapy every week for years.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you would have seen it, but language is life. It's how we participate in life. It's how we make friends, go to school, get a job. Language is every part of life. So
learn everything. So how old are your kids, did you say now? Kiddies now?
So 4, 3 and 2.
Oh, they're that now.
Yes,
you did say that. Busy.
Yes.
And a businesswoman. So like I was going, I'll sort of talk about, like, we'll definitely talk about all the amazing products that you've got and what you do, which is fantastic. I want to ask way more about that. But sort of the stuff that I want to talk about and your thoughts on it is the journey that I'd had was lots of ear problems. GPs just kept treating the symptoms, antibiotics all the time. I didn't feel that was right, but they didn't guide me anywhere else. Like I said, lots of ear infections. Then after quite a while, I asked to go to an ENT, and then she had full blocked ears. So doctors are amazing. Like I never ever am judging or condoning anything, but often they treat the symptoms. So why I like to talk about this is if you feel that your child is, you know, a mouth breather and snotty ears, really look at those ears. I mean, again, understanding what you feel, but the ears are a huge contributor to having speech problems. Is that right?
Yeah, it's pretty much the number one thing I'll say. Everybody is, have you had a hearing test beyond that newborn hearing screen? Because there's so much that can happen beyond being a newborn that can affect your hearing. And kids can actually have 0 symptoms as well. They can have glue ear.
Okay. So funny you asked that, because Katie who works for me, I don't know if you follow me, but she's she is my beautiful other sleep specialist, and her little boy plays with his ears a lot and it upsets him. But he doesn't have, he hasn't had sort of ear issues. Should she go to an ENT for that, do you think?
Possibly, if he was seeing other issues as well, like his sleep being affected, balance, speech, etc., etc. Like maybe as a one-off, it unless you really felt like it was happening all the time, or they started to bang their ears and things like that. Because glue ear is fluid build up in that middle ear. So if there's fluid in there, it's going to sound muffled and like you want to clear it and that kind of thing. So, if you're noticing speech is like not as clear as it used to be, or they're losing words or that sort of thing, then definitely would be worth it.
The ears checked.
Yeah, kind of look at the whole profile.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? So you don't do any one-on-ones anymore?
I don't at the moment, no. Because I do only work 1 day a week. So, yeah, just looking at
God, you shove everything in there in that one day. How do you not work any more than that? You know, like when you own your own business, you're like, okay, well, I'm only going to work these hours, but it's like I'm doing it at 10 o'clock at night.
Tuck it into all the times that kids are asleep and everything as well.
I know. But, you know, you're passionate about it and obviously amazing at what you do. So, again, we've sort of already touched on this. As a parent, so again, I think that it's really good to be a member of this, even if you haven't got ear issues or speech problems. Do you think that it would actually just help anyone with a toddler or a small child?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I think it's not in the manuals, it's not in the baby books, it's not given to us at the child health nurse. You know, we get told to sing songs, read books, you know, talk to your kids all day, and you do all those things. Everybody is doing those things. That's so awesome. But that isn't necessarily going to help our kids if they are going to have delayed language, because for some reason just doing those activities isn't enough. We need to have a strategy that we're using inside it to actually help them learn words. And
it sounds sorry, interrupted.
You go.
No, what you say?
I was going to say, I like to I'm not just telling you what to do, I'm also giving you parents an understanding of how language is stored in the brain and how we need to tap into that storage system so that we're actually putting the words and storing them rather than just saying them and hoping they go in somehow.
Which is kind of like, you know, like my oldest is 15. So, you know, everyone does the best they can at that time with what they're given. I have no doubt about that. But now that I've been in this business for over 4 years now, it's mind-blowing the amazing people I've met, which I've touched on with my children. But what you're saying is absolute power with knowledge of understanding that if we did things a certain way, it absolutely helps them with their language. You know, because her little mind, me reading all the time, she liked it, but did it actually help with her speech? Don't know. So a few things here that I saw on your Instagram. What's in the box? So what's that? Can you explain what's in the box?
Yeah, so I have started a preschooler program, so it's for 3 to 5 year olds, because I had a lot of families asking me what they could do to get their kids ready for school, and I'm very play-based in all of my approaches, no matter what age kids are. Don't believe in flashcards at all, because rote learning information has its place for some purposes, but in terms of general learning at home with our kids, it needs to be play-based. And so but I also know that parents are really busy and kids act really differently with their parents than what they do with a therapist or with somebody else. And so they might not sit down and do all the speech activities with their parents because they don't want to. And that's really common. So what happens is for my Cultivate Premium preschool members, bit of a mouthful, I send them a box of resources at the beginning of the month, and then I do 4 or 5 video sessions with their kids that are in the members area, and the kids get the resources they need out of the box and do the activities with me, and I teach them a new speech sound each week, and a whole bunch of other language and comprehension activities as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
So and parents can.
So that when you do that, is that live, or is it like a so they go through that? Are you interacting with them, or is it something that they follow?
I did start off live, but I couldn't achieve the video and audio quality that I wanted, and to really see my mouth and the sounds and everything together. So now I pre-record them so that they're really good quality, and then, you know, kids can do it whenever. They can do it again if they want.
They don't know. They don't know if it's live or not, do they?
And I still talk as if they're right there behind the screen as well.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. It's amazing. Awesome. So what's in the box is linked to having the premium membership.
Yeah.
Or are they two separate things? And so the other thing that I saw, which was really interesting, is activate baby language skills. So what is that? Tell me about that.
So I had been running a toddler program for over a year now, and getting really good results, but also finding that some of the toddlers didn't have the sort of precursor skills that we really look for in our babies. And it's before we're even saying words. And as parents, we're desperate for our babies to say their first words.
Yeah.
But in all of that, sometimes we forget that there's a whole bunch of other skills that we want our babies to have developed. Things like gesture, babble, eye contact, eye gaze, joint attention, being able to share an experience together and have that connection bond with their parents. So I created an Activate program for babies, and I've actually just modified it to be you pay once and then you've got access to everything for the 0 to 12. There's a video per month, activities to do, just to take the thinking out of building those skills as babies.
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. Just amazing. Oh, that's fantastic. So so that's all amazing. And what sort of age group, like obviously the baby stuff's awesome, and then the toddler, what age groups do you sort of, with all of this membership and stuff, would that go up to?
So across the 3 memberships, it's 0 to 5. The first one 0 to 12 months, and then I sort of roughly make toddlers 1 to 3 years, and then preschoolers 3 to 5 years. A couple of kids, a toddler might be talking really well and pop into the preschooler group and vice versa.
That's great. And so no older than 5? It's all
not
sort
at
of
this stage.
Okay.
I do have lots of plans, but I can only
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. And then as your kids grow, they can be a really good work experience on that, can't
they?
Exactly. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So if people were interested in any of that amazing stuff that you're talking about, what's the best way for them to contact them or be able to look into that?
I think I really love it if people jump in and send me a DM, because I don't want parents to just buy something and then it not be the right fit.
Sure.
Some kids don't quite fit into any of those 3, even though they're the right age. Their skill level might not sort of put them
that's a good
the
idea.
right thing. So I'd rather talk to parents and give them that peace of mind initially, and then not have them frantically panic buy something, and actually make the right choice together with me. Yeah,
because it is really important to be able to do it the right way, or if it's actually suitable for your child at that age, isn't it? So the other thing that I was talking to you about when we were messaging is, like, for me, and the reason I'm so passionate about sleep is with learning, is that if children aren't getting the right rest, it's very, very hard for them to concentrate. It's very hard for them to learn. And I've found that firsthand, but also working with thousands of families over the years, like how much things change when they get to be able to rest. So, all of these things are part of their growing up, isn't it? Like the understanding that they need to be rested, they need to have good nutrition for them to even be able to sit down and look at this stuff.
Exactly.
I'm finding that a lot. I'm finding that a lot now, even when the kids are getting bigger. It changes all the time, but it's still about nutrition and sleep, and learning and how they learn and the ways their brains are different. And it's interesting because for us too, with Eloise, the flashcards never worked. They don't even work now because her brain works differently. Like she's very smart. It's just she's got to do more, hands-on stuff, visual stuff,
very
mind mapping. And it's interesting because we've been going through all of this for her whole life, really. So it's learning all of that, isn't it? Which is interesting. Well, look, thank you so much for coming on. I absolutely loved all of that, and love that you've got all of those resources for people. And again, you're someone like myself who shares lots of stuff anyway for free.
Exactly. Do a binge watch of all my videos if you need to.
I know, it's amazing. And like I said, I'm just trying to create a community and resources that I talk about my own personal experiences, and that how important and life-changing that has been for us, and for us having an amazing speech therapist was life-changing for us.
And I think it's really important to normalise it, because 1 in 4 4-year-olds will need speech therapy.
Yeah,
and that number is really high. And I think it's really important to say to parents, it's not abnormal, and you're not alone, and also that it's not your fault.
Yes.
that you didn't cause this to happen, but
I
let's
know.
proactively move through the panic and the stress to get
Absolutely.
people to feel
Yeah.
supported.
And it's still now. I think it's going to always happen is the guilt is like, did I not read enough? You know, I was a stay-at-home mum. Like I said, I read, I played, I did all those things. You know, interactive. She played, she loved to, you know, she's a beautiful little baby, but it's very easy to go down, oh, did I not draw diagrams? Should I have done this? Should I, you know?
And you've got more than one child as well, so you know they've all developed differently.
Oh, that's crazy for that too, isn't it? So the other two didn't need it.
Yes.
So we learned a lot from obviously Eloise, but yeah, I talk about my children and they're like, oh, I can't believe you're talking about me. You know,
of course,
don't watch it. Don't watch it. Giving away all the secrets. Yeah, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that. And now everyone has found you. And if they need, I think it'd be an awesome resource for them.
Thank you so much for having me. I love it.
No worries. Nice to meet you.
You too.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.